you guys waiting to do something else, or? Welcome to the Startup Guide store. Startup Guide store is a concept that I made by Startup Guide, a company that was founded around 4 years ago in Berlin. So people often ask, what do we actually do? Like, people see these books that we have around. This is basically our main product. Came out around 4 years ago for different ecosystems around the world, and we call it like the Lonely Planet of Entrepreneurs because to some extent it is. Like, we want to help people moving to a new city to build up their businesses, but also create a community of these people all around the world. Because being an entrepreneur is a very, very amazing but also difficult thing to be, and sometimes can be a very lonely journey. So in the Startup Guide, we basically feature everything from startups to founders, expert co-working spaces, accelerators, incubators, universities, and investors from every single city. And we also try to describe the life of the people that are actually living in the city. How do you move there? How do you build your business there? And around 1.5 years ago, me, that was the founder, was sitting with my COO and our other colleague Egle, and discussing, how could we take Startup Guide to kind of the next level? How could we invite people into this universe that we are basically in every day, like all the amazing products and stories we hear from people. And we suddenly realized that it was way much more about an experience we wanted to create. And in order to create that experience, we reached out to Toyno, that is an amazing company to both create both visual and physical experiences, but also really understanding their clients' needs.
So Toyno is a design studio based in Lisbon, Portugal. We started as a product design studio, but now we define ourselves as a space experience design studio, and we design experiences through interactions with space. This means that we look at the physical space as an interactive and participative agent in any kind of experience. So we try to understand people's behaviors, their motivations and perceptions, and we use that information to design and create environments and narratives that influence our mental space and our emotions. And by this way, we can change the way people learn, the way people work, but also the way they experience brands and culture. So most of our portfolio is in the cultural and the educational sector, and we are talking about interactive exhibitions for science centers and museums, but also learning spaces. And this joint venture with the Startup Guide proves us that, in fact, by using these techniques of space experience design, we can in fact use space to create a good experience in a retail space, as we can also do for like an exhibition in a museum or a workspace.
So Startup Guide came to us to design the first stores in Berlin, Lisbon and Copenhagen. The concept for the store, it's an experimental store where everything can be changed over time. It's a testing ground, a starting point. It's a space to create, to share, to experiment ideas and products, always with a hint of humor.
We sell products from everywhere in the world, entrepreneurs of all stages of their businesses, and we really want it to be a place where, when you walk in, that you get fascinated, inspired, and that you feel home if you want to build a business. For me, Startup Guide is way more than just a publishing company. It's more like a work-life brand. Like, I have a very interesting vision about if we actually can make everybody happy with their work life in some sense or the other, then I think that the whole vision about this company will become true. Because I think there's so many people today that have their hobbies on one side and their work on the other side, and I really want people to work on the things that they're passionate about and that makes them happy every day. And in the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do in this company. Done. Got it. Cool, guys, we're done.